As usual, the top PV is the probe temperature, the bottom is your set temperature. These can be set by holding down the set button. There's your basic temperature setting, up or down, and you would hold set to lock it in. There's a lot of other settings. If you get it into setting again by holding down the set button, you press it once again. They're your heating differentials. These are how high or how low, how many degrees above or below before it hooks in with heating or cooling. You press it again, that's your cooling differential. This is your alarm. AH is your alarm. When your alarm goes off, if the temperature gets to 100 degrees, an alarm would go off. This is your low alarm. At the moment it's set to 40. When the temperature gets that low, an alarm will go off, giving you a warning. You can change all these settings, of course. PT is your compressor delay value for your fridge. So you can set it to something like 3 minutes, and it'll delay that turning your fridge on 3 minutes. It's just in case the probe or whatever you're measuring fluctuates fast, so your fridge isn't turning off and on really fast. It will damage your fridge. So a good setting's probably 3 minutes. Once it goes to cool into the cooling cycle again, it'll just pause for 3 minutes and then start your fridge or cooling device. CA is a temperature calibration. If you check your probe against a reliable thermometer you have and it's different, you can change this to match your favorite thermometer. CF is to switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit. When you do this, you'll lose your settings. So make sure you have it in the right mode when you make all your settings. TR is your timer setting. It's off when it's 0, or 1 or 2 are on for your timing modes. Now we've set that to 1. UT. UT is timer unit setting. It's either day, hour or month. Day, hour, month. Normally fermenting, you'd probably put it to days. If you were brewing, you might do it to hours. This is your cycle setting mode, whether you want it to cycle infinitely or not. There's auto and manual mode. 0 is manual, 1 is auto. Your STA setting is the amount of timing steps you want. So for my normal ferment, I might have 3. That's your stage setting value. There's quite an extensive list in the instructions to go through. So SO1 is our first stage, stage 01. You can set it. We might set the initial ferment, do something like 18 degrees. This is your duration, for how long. So I set it to days, so I might set 5 days at 19 degrees. You can set an alarm for finish of the stage or not. Normally I'd probably leave that off because it might go off in the middle of the night. your second stage. I might bump up the temperature in my ferment. To finish off at say 20 degrees. And I might do that for 3 days. I don't want an alarm. Third setting might be your cold crash. So I drop that down to my 2 degrees for cold crash. And I might do that for 3 days. This is where your cycling comes in, what I was talking about before, where it can cycle back through. So you can turn your cycle off, or what I'd probably do is extend my cold crash to something like 10 days. That way if you get held up, it's going to be held there at your cold crash temperature and not cycle back to 19 degrees. And I don't want an alarm. And we're back to the start. So to set all those settings, just hold down set. You can see there, it's switched to my 18 degrees, which was the first step of the 3-stage timer I've just made. If you want more information on the basic timings, I do have a more detailed video on setting the other Inkbird. This reviews more about the timer stage and what makes this different. In case you're unfamiliar with the other units, that's your temperature probe. Of course, you put that somewhere where you want to control the temperature. And over here, you have a cooling and heating plug. So you can plug in some form of heater. For brewing, it might be a heat belt or a heat pad. And for cooling, it might be a fridge or freezer or a glycol system even. You might be able to make out the light there. It's in the cooling mode. That's because it's hot in here today. It's near 28 degrees and it's trying to get down to 18 degrees. So there would be power now going to this socket and operating whatever you had plugged in there. Now this unit can go up to 12 stages. You might be doing a lager where you want to drop it 1 or 2 degrees every day for over a week. And you can program all that into this and control your fermentation chamber. I often get the question from people, can these units be used for other things? And of course they can. Anything that you want controlled by the temperature of something, you can plug in here, whether it be a room heater, air conditioner, or something like that. There are limits, of course, to the wattage it can handle. I'll leave a link down below for more information. I'll also leave a link where you can buy these. There should be a form of discount. If you're watching this video a bit later, there might not be. Maybe contact me, drop me a comment down below, and I'll see if I can get Inkbird to put a special on for us again.